right, Grant, I thought you were going to be too rusty and you were going to forget the transition. So congrats to you. Pot of Gold, welcome back. State of the Program, Volume 8 tonight. Big, big business. Shout out to Gerald first in the chat, giving a shout out to me.
Whoa.
Because these boys abandoned me last week.
Did you do a solo? I didn't even know you did a fucking. You didn't even tell me this solo.
Well, you
said you
like,
would do it, but I didn't know you actually did.
I didn't know either.
I didn't know I had to follow up with the boss.
Well, wait, was this on Friday?
With the boys?
Thursday, Friday? I don't know. Whenever Mike was like, "Yeah, it's not happening."
I had COVID. I legitimately had COVID.
I'm not blaming you. I'm on your side here. I did it for the people.
You just didn't want to like have us mingle after and serenade over a campfire about your solo pod.
Now we can talk about it now. You want to just, instead of going through the Bama
game,
you want to just like watch.
Hugh was there. Gerald was there. Did you have a good crowd?
Wait, did they join in? Did you let them join in?
No, we got fiery in the chat.
That's awesome. I'm glad it went well, because I was going to say we were going to talk a little bit A&M, but shit, dude, if you've already rolled through that,
covered it.
If you've already went to that funeral, I think we're good.
They are who we thought they were, Michael.
Yeah. In all seriousness,
play the music. Play the music.
No, in all seriousness, I think Tuesday, or actually Wednesday, with all of the queer and transgender suicide hotlines going around, I was about to create one for us and just be like, if there's a hotline out there, if you're an LSU fan and you just need to talk, like, call us, right? And we'll talk you off the ledge. We'll figure this thing out, because honestly, we've got a couple more years to go. And we're going to be on this ledge for a little bit. It's not changing anytime soon. We are not who we thought we were a couple weeks ago. I think the last time we had a conversation on this podcast, we were talking about how going into A&M could be the game that defines the new trajectory of Brian Kelly and LSU. And unfortunately, it did not go that way. And here we are 3 weeks later.
Maybe it did define it. We don't know.
We don't know. We have concerns. I think I'll just lay it out there. We have concerns.
So,
or maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
No. So, I mean, at a high level, I think I've been about as pro Brian Kelly as anyone out there. Trust the process. This, I will say, is one of the first times I've wavered. It's like A&M game. That's exactly how that game played out in my head, of LSU not making too many mistakes, not being able to play on the road like that. I really thought at home LSU was going to be able to beat Alabama, or at least put up a fight.
But at least show up.
But the problem is, and like, you have to make these plays. Obviously, you can't have this, but it's like there's like 2 or 3 plays in that game. One being obviously the fumble by Nussmeier, and 2, the interception in the end zone. But it's like, we're so close to still being in that game and fighting for it just to all fall apart. But it's just the same shit over and over again, of like, we gave them a pass year 1 because it was 39 scholarship players. And it's like, well, you're going to have all these mistakes. You're going to have all these mental errors. And it just doesn't feel like we've ever really cleaned all that stuff up. Like, I thought we were going to be a way more disciplined football team than we are. Yeah. I thought that's who Brian Kelly was. And I think we're on the right track. And, we have a really good staff, etc. Like, hopefully you can get this recruiting class in and things will turn around. We don't have the guys right now. And that's not a give Brian Kelly an excuse. That's partially obviously his fault. But it's like, I don't know that we have the guys.
We have some guys. And here's the problem. The guys that we don't have, man, that's your job to identify pretty early on. And here we are in year 3, and we still have to deal with, well, yeah, but, Greg Penn's going to turn the corner. Josh Williams will turn the corner. Major Burns will turn the corner. Sage Ryan will turn the corner. It's like, at some point you have to understand, like, they ain't it. And we either replace them in the portal, or we give the younger guys opportunities to make plays when it really matters. dude, you go back and you look at all the great coaches, all the coaches at LSU that won national championships, they rolled the dice early with a lot of freshmen. Now, I get it. We're playing younger guys in certain areas, but enough is enough when the sample size over and over again with these older veterans that just don't have it are not performing well. And here's to your point, though. Here we are at the tail end of year 3. And the area that I felt like, okay, yeah, granted, it's gonna take a couple seasons to build back that great recruiting base and start filling this class from top to bottom. If you can do it with this freshman crew we have here, the 25 class, and then 26 being loaded in Louisiana, great. And that's the future. That's thinking about, way ahead for just the Jimmy and Joes. But when you talk about how the program is acting, and it's like, man, that was the biggest selling point for me with Brian Kelly was let's change this culture. Let's develop a culture of discipline, of execution, of finishing. But it's like, dude, we're sitting here against Alabama, and I'm hitting the pause button and being like, pause. What the fuck are we doing whiffing on tackles with Major Burns? What are we doing missing our blocking assignments at center with DJ Chester, not having a clue? Like this is not like week 1 against USC where it's like, he's got to get some reps under his belt and there's some communication issues because Nuss is a new quarterback, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, it's fucking after a bye week against Bama with 4 games left, whatever. And we don't know how to pass protect a basic blitz pickup. We've got 3 guys that don't even have a hat on a hat, that they're just blocking air. They're dropping 2 safeties and just hanging out in the backfield because there is 0 running threat. And then we have a head coach after being like, well, I didn't really know, Caden Durham had that many reps, whatever. We tested Josh Williams. It's like, whoa, man, that was when I was like, enough's enough. There is a massive, like, one talent evaluation issue right now, like within the program, like on the current roster, not recruiting, but on the current roster, who is the best individual to be fielded at any given time? And I understand, like, year 1, maybe even a little bit in year 2 was like, well, I'm going to play the guys that are loyal to the discipline and this approach and what I'm trying to sell. But here we are where it's like, dude, we've got consequences now for these losses, and you're missing out. Knock on wood, I understand there's a chance, but you're missing out on the inaugural 12-team playoff system. Like, that's going to suck to sit at home and watch this whole, like, crazy 12-team playoff situation unfold. And
we're playing Wisconsin in the Cheez-It Bowl.
You can have it. Like that. Yeah. Now those bowl games, we thought they were dead in the water before. Yeah. We're not playing that shit. Like, that's inexcusable. It's unacceptable. And the fact that we don't get to witness that in year 1, it sucks, but it's the way we're losing that sucks. It's the way we're false starts, the inconsistency on the offensive line of all places. Like, that's what's killing me. It's like, I knew on defense we'd have problems, but offensively, like, of all groups, like, act like you fucking been there. And the O-line is just awful. There's not a single one of them. There's not a single one of them that I would take to battle.
And then we compound the O-line issues with our running back rotation.
Right.
I don't think it matters who we put back there. Like, that's not an excuse. Like, Caden Durham should be playing more. Shit, it feels like Jackson should be playing more.
That's what I'm saying. It compounds the O-line. The microscope becomes even bigger on the O-line, or more narrowed in, when it's like we can't even have a consistent running back there.
But it's like you can't block for any of them. So obviously put the guy that's going to make a play on his own, and that's not Josh Williams.
Exactly.
Right? So, but like we don't. The fans are seeing that, and it's like, no, like the coaches are just like, nope, this is who we are, and it's almost as if like there's this, we're okay with 8-4, like we're okay with 9-3.
We have an ability to have a 10-win season, Michael.
It's like eventually we'll get there. It's like that kind of lazy attitude of like, this is a process, and the guys have to buy in. We'll take as long as it takes. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if you can afford to act that way.
I think that plan is going to work out. It's just frustrating in the meantime. I want to separate 2 things, because you brought up the culture, and it's like, there's the part of me that thinks Brian Kelly has done an incredible job with the culture of this football team. They all, we don't have people lining up to the transfer portal. We don't have dudes getting in trouble all the time. It's like we have some of that, like, let's not get carried away. But there's also that other part of culture where it's like week 1, Will Campbell's talking about we were looking to go get in a fist fight. I want to be that team because we haven't gone looking for a fist fight all fucking year and potentially like in the Brian Kelly era. And like, that's what's disappointing to me is that it just feels like
they feel neutered. It feels like the guys are neutered.
And it just drives me crazy. Like, we can get into the offensive play calling. I know everyone shits on Sloan. I'm probably more in the Sloan's okay camp than most, but that's the thing that's just, I'm so tired of us not being like the bullies on the football field.
I think my biggest gripe, my biggest frustration is when you sit back and you really, I mean, there's no more hiding it to this point when you have a 12-team playoff and you're not in the conversation. It's like, why the fuck is BYU, Indiana, Tennessee, fucking James Franklin and Penn State? Listen, don't go down the rabbit hole of scheduling. Like, we blew it against fucking USC to open this. Like, they all play the same fucking teams too. So it's like, we are not even as good as them right now. And that's what's killing me is like, dude, we've got dudes out there.
Yeah.
We're just like, it is the same. We're in that period of time where every time we throw the football or every time we get on the field, like, I'm holding my breath. And I hate being in those zones. And I know we talked about it, dude. This is the 8th year we've been doing this podcast. We've seen this story many times. And there's been so many years where it's like, yeah, just give us not next year, but the next. Once, like, we have enough.
Give us Ryan Perrilloux for year number 3.
Well, I mean, give us Bryce Underwood. Let us develop him for a year and give me a year 3 Blake Baker defense with a year 2 Bryce Underwood and that crew. And then you can fire Brian Kelly if we don't figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, that's so hard to say in 2024. It's like, I want to fucking see it now. Why are we not there right now? How come we can do it? Other teams can do it in a year, and 2 years, and 3 years, but LSU is stuck in the mud in this whole developmental stage, and we have to pray and hope and cross our fingers that this recruiting class actually stays intact. Now, there's conversations that it is. There's people that are saying the game against Bama had no influence on whether Bryce Underwood's going to sign with LSU or not. I don't know, man. You never know these kids and money. And now you got fucking Weasel McGee coaching him in the playoffs. Connor Stallions. What? How? Like, what I don't understand with that is like, what is one? How does that, like, what does that even mean? Does that mean like he was hot? Like, there was literally a head coach that just made the playoffs with Bryce Underwood and said, I need an analyst,
a guy who's really good at deciphering signals.
I need signals. Okay, so I get a guy that comes in to take signals. And then what's the game plan here? He's just going to flirt with Underwood the whole time about signing with Michigan during the playoff run? Or is he like paying him to do so? Like, I don't get what's happening with that.
Yeah, I don't give it much thought. The dude's going to sign with LSU.
He was with another high school that I think didn't make the playoffs or something, which is why he then went to this team.
Yeah, they kept losing like 80-0.
Yeah, I've seen him getting like reamed by refs and stuff. Like, he gets into it with the crew. He's a bad seed. I don't know.
Imagine being like that high school parent of another kid and being like, wait, we're gonna let this guy just come and like coach in the middle of the season.
It's strange. It's also
like,
strange if you're Bryce Underwood and you're just like, yeah, right, Connor got me, I'm going to Michigan. But it's like, what the fuck? What did he do?
Did Dave contract Stallion and be like, look, here's
but
500,000
to do what?
Just get a bug in his ear.
Just like sit with Bryce Underwood and be like, listen, let me
here's the thing
with you. Wouldn't
you think, yeah, let me do it. Yes. Wouldn't you imagine Bryce Underwood being like, what the fuck? Who is this guy?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I'm definitely going to LSU. Like, this is stupid.
That's like us. Oh man, I love Jimmy to death, dude. Jimmy Smith. But it's like us being like, Jimmy, here is $100,000. I need you to go call plays for Mandeville High, and you need to get Nate Shepard to LSU, whatever it takes. It's like, okay, what am I gonna do? Like, get him a fucking shrimp po' boy every day? Like, what the fuck are we doing? You know? Like, hey Bryce, got your favorite Skittles? No.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Going
I
back,
think we're gonna get him, but
I don't know, dude.
wait, let's go back.
Bryce Underwood in the 300.
Wait, let's
We
get into
gotta come
recruiting.
watch us play Bama and look awful.
We might as well talk about recruiting in a
stadium
second.
empty.
Yeah,
Wait,
but by the way, dude, the funeral scene in the beginning with the rain coming down and it looked
funeral scene.
well, it looked like a haunted like Halloween scene.
I did,
and I was like, that's badass. But then all of a sudden, the camera panned to Jalen Milroe, and it's like, I've seen this before. And usually, black dudes for Bama that play quarterback, when they run out in Tiger Stadium, it's usually a Heisman. It's usually a Heisman moment that we create for these cats, and that's what happened.
It's either them or the running back.
Yeah, I would say the group chat was pretty calm. No one was really talking. And at one point, Mike was like, "Another Bama Heisman quarterback."
It was just that's what we do. We make these guys look like fucking Heisman winners.
Yep.
He's
What
got
were
our
you
number
gonna say,
for
Grant?
sure.
We created.
No, I was gonna say this is the thing. Like, okay, the only real the big picture that we have, or sample size, I guess, is the whole Les Miles era, right? And it's like we went through ups and downs, but we went, it was so many years in between being contenders and things. And obviously some of his teams would have been playoff teams in this new format. And it's like, are our fans, and I think I don't know if you already touched on this kind of before we started recording, like, are our fans patient enough to see that and understand, like you were alluding to, of what Moscona said, like, this is who we are. Like, it sucks because this is the type of season that it was all laid out in front of us, even though we're not we called it at the beginning of the year. This is not a national championship team,
right?
But there was a pathway to be a playoff team. And then as the season went on, we were like, holy shit, everyone else sucks too.
But everyone else
right.
Sucks. And what's frustrating is like we are playing so badly.
Yeah,
that's the problem. It's like we're not even like what we do bad. We do the worst.
We have no identity. We have no identity.
No,
we walk out and we're like, guys, we fucking drew up a great first down play, and it doesn't work. And they're like, you know what? Let's run it and hope to get in third and manageable, and we get a half a yard every fucking time.
Yeah, it's the running game is just it's putrid. Like,
God, when it works, it looks beautiful.
I mean, not really. When it works, it looks like a bust. It's like, oh, they fucked up. Like the defense fucked up.
Did they have 10 on the field?
Yes. Like it doesn't look. It looks like they fucked up, and Caden Durham is just like running for his life, and
he's
like
a fucking monster.
He's doing the best he can, and he's looking great. He looks good, and I can't wait to continue to watch him grow and become a stud with Harlem Berry back there. Like it's gonna be nice.
Josh Williams will still get the lion's share there.
Dude, he's not coming back, right?
Yeah, he's got a COVID red shirt medical waiver.
He got a waiver.
I thought this was 7. This was year 7. This was the waiver.
Now, because Trump's in
office. There's no more waivers. There's no more. Like this dude's not getting another degree.
Dude, he's coming back. He's actually going to start teaching classes. He's a professor.
You just get one of those videos of Trump being like, the NCAA is not going to do it.
Yeah, dude.
4 years is enough.
I took Mr. Williams. I took Professor Williams sociology class. He's also starting on Saturday.
No, what I was going to say is, do we think that like under this offense, under this guidance, offensive coordinator, would an actual running quarterback benefit more?
Yes.
Obviously, Nussmeier is a slinger. We see that he's great.
Underwood's playing immediately. I don't know if he's going to start, but that kid's going to come in and like be the leading rusher next year with Caden.
What are we going to do if he comes in and it's like him and Colin Hurley in camp that are like actually battling it out. Are
That
we going to be
100% will happen. And like 100%, Brian Kelly is going to be like, well, you know,
Hurley knows the offense.
he knows the offense. He's a bright kid. Like he's going to pull the Kayshon Boutte situation and be like, he's got to earn it. But
we
then
have
like
2 starters right now.
the second they start practicing, like Underwood's going to take over.
And
It's
Ricky
not even
Collins is obviously going to transfer.
They're both going to transfer.
Yeah, I mean, AJ Swan is going to be in a prime position to take some snaps next year.
I would not be surprised. One, I don't know if is it a guarantee that Nuss is going pro?
I was going to say I'm now
At
in the
this
camp
point,
of Nuss
no.
coming back.
No, so Nuss will be back. Now let's say crazy thing happens and like Nuss goes off the last 3 games and like stock rises again, and
Nuss is going to end up transferring as well. That's what's going to happen.
No, we're going to end up like fucking getting one of these wild transfer quarterbacks again. I think Kelly's going to go out and try to get another
Jaden Daniels.
DJ Uiagalelei.
Another like one and done, like get us over the hump, but we have Bryce Underwood if you fuck around. You know what I mean? Like, let's see if we can do it. And then they do like a little co-quarterback. It's not going to be great out of the gates. It's not going to be smooth sailing.
And I would just say, let's just fucking Peyton Manning them and throw them to the wolves and be like, yeah, we're probably going to throw a bunch of picks and stupid shit this year. But year 7, year 5,
it's going to look kind of like Nico or Arch, or like it's going to be like, oh, there's talent.
What are we going to do? Baby this dude, save his red shirt, and then be like, okay, the reign's yours.
See, that's what sucks is next year does not set up well for that with Clemson. You know what I mean? Like we're going to start off.
Dude, no, we're not beating Clemson,
and then we have.
we're not opening the season with a W with Bryce Underwood at quarterback. Dude.
Big L.
But this is what's going to happen. Bryce Underwood's not going to start, and we're going to be we're going to be down, and then we're going to like get a feel for him in the 4th quarter when we're down by 20. And then he's going to run through La Tech, run through Southeastern, run through – I'm looking at their schedule. Then run through Western Kentucky. And we're going to be like, fuck, dude, why didn't he play against Clemson?
And then we'll lose a couple more. We'll go 9
and then we have Arkansas,
maybe
Florida.
8-4. And then everybody's going to be like, what the fuck? And then it's like, boom, Underwood sophomore year. Everything's clicking. And then we still lose to Clemson right out of the gate, though. And so but that's like our one loss of the season. We go 11-1, and it's that second back-to-back against Clemson, and we what is that? 8 years? We'll go 8 years of not winning an opening game, just like the 8-year streak against Bama, and then finally we break it with Bryce Underwood his junior year, and we win the national championship.
We play UL Lafayette to open.
Okay, so would we trade, 9-3s, 8-4s, whatever's, to know that in 3 years from now we're winning a national championship?
Yes,
just like we did under Les Miles. Like we traded mediocrity for a shot at a title.
But I want these losses to be close. I want to be like, I want
my heart ripped out.
Right, like I want to be like in the game and be like, damn, that was a good game, though. Good game. Instead of just like, what the fuck are we doing?
Well,
like, I do not know how to catch a snap on a field goal.
To that point, I would like to feel, and this is not saying that it's all on LSU, but I would like to feel like we didn't just piss away a game.
Yes.
It's like A&M. It's like, dude, like that game was there for the taking. A&M's not very good, as
USC,
we know.
We definitely pissed away.
Alabama, you fucking score a touchdown. Yeah. And you get back in the game. It's like, well, shit, man, we can get a stop somehow.
Yeah, because they don't have to start actually throwing the ball.
Well, that's like if you're gonna body us, fucking body us. Pull a Georgia last season or whatever. Whenever Nuss went in and it was balling out a little bit, but it was evident. It's like this team is not beating them, right? Like we're not beating Georgia, whatever. But like this season, USC should have beat those motherfuckers. A&M. Boom, you dominate the first half. It's like, well, they came back and beat you because you suck at fucking finishing. Alabama comes out, you're battling a little bit, but it's evident that whatever you're going to do wrong, you're going to do it really wrong. And you get smacked around again. It's like those are the losses that I can't stomach anymore. Is the whole like, dude, if you just did this differently a couple different times, it's a whole nother season. Like not just the game, but like the whole fucking season's different. And we're number 5 or some shit. Meanwhile, we're not even making the playoffs.
Meanwhile, there's a path.
We're also like 4 or 5 plays away from being like 4 and 5.
Could be that too.
True.
USC could have been an easy loss, and we led for exactly 0 seconds against Ole Miss.
We showed up against Arkansas. We showed up.
Remember when all the podcasts, Staples and Pickett and Pickell, were all like, I saw what I needed to see. I'm like, this is not good.
Dude, the craziest thing out of all
those fuckers were picking against LSU against Arkansas.
We don't, everyone.
And then they immediately were like, this is a title contender.
This is the best team in the country. No, the craziest thing after all of this is there's technically a path to an SEC championship and a playoff berth. I'm just saying, like, that's what's wild about how bad.
Did you see Greg McElroy's breakdown of this?
No.
Okay. It is pretty wild to look at. It's actually, let me take that back. It's not crazy.
It's not that wild. Yeah, it's like almost like status quo needs to happen.
No, if every look, I'm reading it right now. Peter Burns tweeted it. If every SEC favorite wins the next 3 weeks and Arkansas beats Missouri, then we play Georgia. Then we play in the SEC championship against the winner of Texas and Texas A&M.
Arkansas over Missouri or Auburn beating A&M. If Auburn,
because that would automatically make us play Texas. That would make that last game not matter as much.
Right. And so with that being said, imagine there was another scenario with that where I think it's if Boise wins out, something like that. If Boise wins out, and LSU wins the SEC championship, they would over Alabama. They would not host. We would have to go on the road. I gotta find
say that again.
Go.
Yeah, you lost me.
Find Greg McElroy. I don't know. I don't know it. I don't know
repeat,
it enough.
No. Just repeat what you said. I was trying to click around. I really wasn't following.
There is another scenario where it gets even crazier, right?
Okay.
Where like even if we have 3 losses,
right,
and win the SEC championship, okay. We could still not have a bye and not host and be on the road because we have.
Wait. So the SEC champion is not guaranteed a host site. Is that basically what you're saying?
I'm pretty sure based on the breakdown because you'd have BYU as undefeated, or BYU hosting for the Big 12, right?
BYU's in the Big 12. Yes, BYU.
But I thought the conference champions got the bye.
There's a tomfoolery there because of our 3 losses.
Who
I
tweeted
think
it?
The Boise State.
Greg McElroy.
If Boise wins out, somehow they take that spot. Look up Greg's bullshit.
That's hilarious. Well, yeah. No. Wait. What conference is Boise in?
Here we go.
Big 12.
Do you want me to send this to you?
They're in the Mountain West. They're
still in the Mountain West. Okay.
Grant, I just sent it to you in a DM on Twitter. We need to play this video for the listeners.
All right. Got it.
I see it down here, but we need to turn it on.
There it is.
And we need to have the
just
sound.
Keep it just like this.
All right. Is Greg high? All right, ready?
These tiebreaker scenarios are about to be a disaster. The cleanest outcome for the SEC right now is that Tennessee wins out and then Texas and Texas A&M, the winner of that game, gets to the SEC championship game. But there is a doomsday scenario right here that could lead all the way to getting to the 4th tiebreaker, which means you take the combined winning percentage of all conference opponents for each team, regardless of common opponents, which is a really fancy way of saying strength of schedule. So here's your doomsday scenario. Georgia beats Tennessee, Arkansas beats Texas, or Auburn beats A&M, and then you have Bama, Ole Miss, LSU, and Missouri that all win out. none of them play against each other. So that would lead you to a tiebreaker scenario that would allow the SEC to determine their conference championship based on strength of schedule. Guess who's going to the SEC conference championship game? Alabama would get in with the toughest strength of schedule. You know who has the second toughest strength of schedule? LSU. Guess who would finish 8th? Texas. So Texas could go from 1st to 8th in the event in which there's 8 two-loss teams in the SEC.
Yes.
Mind blown. Not to mention, you'll have a 10-2 Alabama against a 9-3 LSU for the SEC championship game and the possibility of getting a first-round bye. So out goes the conversation about, can a 3-loss team make the college football playoff? Not only can a 3-loss team make the college football playoff, but I'll raise you one and tell you that a 3-loss team might get a first-round bye. Insane. How about this? Next level insane. What if Boise finishes ahead of LSU and wins their conference, and LSU wins the SEC? That means that the 4 teams with a bye would be the Big Ten champ, the Big 12 champ, the ACC champ, and Boise State, the champions in the Mountain West. And the SEC champion with 3 losses in this scenario would maybe have to go on the road to play against a team that did not even play in the SEC championship game. Insane.
So, okay, that makes sense. So basically, what he's saying is, I guess the rule is it's the
highest ranked conference champions,
right? Hold on.
Which like, how the fuck did the Mountain West weasel themselves into that fucking conversation?
Yeah.
Like, what a joke.
Can you imagine winning the SEC championship and then being like, all right, we got to go on the road to Ole Miss?
I mean, the fifth seed is literally the best seed you can have.
Yeah, if we would have won out, Georgia would have got, they lost 2, I guess.
Play the 12 at home and then play Boise.
What do you think the chances are of us winning out, guys?
I don't think they are. I kind of think we're going to lose on the road at Florida.
Yeah, like I think we're counting some eggs here.
100%. I'm not. I don't.
Well, okay. Wait. Let's go back to the Les Miles days. This is the year. Or this is the type of season that we lose to Arkansas at the end of you know what I mean? Like where we pack up.
Kids
what I'm saying is
shit.
That's what I mean. We find out this is one of the first seasons where we find out like there's actually something to play for.
Now maybe that I don't know, dude. Year 1, Kelly was like this. It's like, hey, let's keep fighting.
We SEC championship.
I know. Because we fucking because we pulled it together and we're like, it doesn't matter that we lost. Like we're, but we have 3 losses. And I think, and it's the same kids that beat their chest all summer and said 10 wins ain't good enough. And that gets coaches fired around here.
That's true.
And it's like, buddy, you guys are okay.
But this league sucks so bad that if they watch that clip of Greg McElroy, they'd be like, guys, if we watch film this week and we believe in the plays that coach tells us this week, unlike last week, because obviously we took the 2 weeks off. I know it was our bye week. We can do it.
No, I know. Listen, everybody's sitting here, everyone in the SEC sucks. There's some fucking teams that are good though. Like they're like the way Bama beat the shit out of us. It's like, boom, they're kind of clicking, right? Yeah. Like they're tackling, they're being disciplined, they're making plays. Fucking Ole Miss beating Georgia, like that team's clicking, handling at the right time.
Georgia.
Yeah, like
Josh Payton, hey, win the national championship.
They could.
Anybody could.
I'm just saying.
Tulane could.
Tulane couldn't, but I think to your point, there's about 6 teams that probably could do it this year. I think there's about 6 teams.
It would be incredibly funny for everyone to just despise Brian Kelly and 2 out of the 3 years he's been in the SEC championship game.
If we sneak in this year, dude.
I'm getting DMs like would Signetti say yes? I'm just like, guys, it's not fucking happening.
It can't happen.
Possible.
It's not possible. We're not having the conversation about who Brian Kelly's replacement is until maybe mid-year 6.
Yeah.
That's
because by that time Bryce Underwood is on his way out.
Right. Like that's so should we would it be great to have a different coach? Sure, sign me up. If you could have Signetti right now, 3 years into LSU's program, and I don't know, I might want to see what happens. But it's an irrelevant conversation because Brian Kelly's not leaving. And I think in time we're gonna get there. We're gonna get one of these seasons where it works out, the discipline falls in place, the hires are at the right time, the recruiting classes start to stack up, and we just become better than everybody. And I think we're due for one of those seasons. It's just it's gonna take some time to get there. Is this gonna be a year in and year out 11-1, 12-0 type of program? No, that's not what we're up to. I don't think we're ever going to be that. And unfortunately,
we're going to always be looking at tiebreakers for the SEC in week 8.
Realistically, we've never been that program, even when Saban was here, Les Miles, Ed Ogeron.
But I think never been looking at it. Saw it during the Les era, though, and knew fuck, dude, if we didn't have a bonehead coaching us right now, we're so much better than everybody.
That was our best shot.
We used to have more dudes.
That was our era to just dominate college football for
Les Miles' era was our chance to do it, and we couldn't, in part because of Nick Saban and the playoff situation.
100%.
And now we're definitely not going to do it, and I hope our fans are listening. NIL money runs out in the state of Louisiana. We're not going to continue to compete with A&M, Texas.
We have a lawyer.
Do you know who Todd Graves is?
We have chicken and lawyers.
You ever eaten canes?
The money is not going to be able to compete, especially let's say Texas wins the Natty this year, or one of those teams. It's only going to catapult.
Yeah, but those programs are going to chill out too. They're not always going to be donating multiple millions, multi-millions.
Dude, if they are stacking Bitcoin like we are,
oh my god! Not Elon's not going to just float into UT and be like, I am donating a Tesla plant to UT and $1 billion to the football program. That's just not going to happen.
But my pushback to that is we're not built on NIL. We're not Florida State that went out and bought a roster. We're not Ole Miss that went out and bought a roster for a one-time thing.
We can play that game for a guy or two.
Maybe, but we're building and recruiting. We're banking on development with guys like Corey Raymond and Hankton's and Davis and the law firm.
We are putting all of our money into obviously Bryce Underwood.
Right.
You gotta think all of this NIL, all of the booster money, any type of donations, whatever, it's all being created to support the Bryce Underwood
Pickett,
situation. Yeah, there's quite a few of those guys. I just think the quarterback is such a premium nowadays. It's if you sign the quarterback at any given year, you're in the playoffs. Obviously, you're gonna have a shot. Name any team that's a contender for the championship right now that doesn't have a 5-star quarterback. It's or one of the top quarterbacks. I think Drew Allar was a really good quarterback.
I think Collar was a 4 or 5-star guy.
It's
Indiana.
I don't think they're gonna win it, but here's the thing I'll say about Indiana, dude. That's a good team. They play.
It sucks for them that their schedule's so bad.
They play physical. That's
because they're gonna get their bell rung in the playoffs, and everyone's gonna be like, "Fucking, that's just like TCU." A couple they didn't deserve to be there, and it's God, too bad they didn't get tested. We don't know. We don't know what
we don't know. I know. But there's
I'm not disagreeing that they're good
eye tests that you can just be like, damn, that's really good fucking effort.
Look, I know, but
3 hours of football that this.
I'm not disagreeing,
but
they're also the type of
team, dudes.
Yeah. They're also the type of team that they probably needed to lose in week 4 and then regroup and be like, okay, we learned from that. Now let's look ahead of the playoffs. They don't have that schedule that did that. To them.
Yeah, but they got Signetti, dude.
Wait, they have to play?
They got Papa Sig, dude. He's gonna sit back and tell them they'll be fine.
Wait, don't they? They still have to play. Well, they're gonna. Yeah, they play Ohio State next week. That's what
they off
play Ohio State next week.
I am a little nervous about Brian Kelly right now, kind of mailing it in and getting the vibe of we're playing the freshmen, season's over. You know, like anybody, it's up.
Season's over.
Season's over. We're playing the freshmen. We're preparing for Bryce Underwood. No, if he came out and like, because he already mentioned that. He already said like best players are going to play from here on out. It's like that's tough. That's tough to hear.
Where have we been all year, Brian?
That's a tough.
Okay? So my question is, okay,
that are our best players.
Is he talking about? So he has to be talking about Josh Williams not playing as much. He has to be talking about DJ Chester.
Who are our best players?
He has to
Brian?
be talking about defensive players. If it's not DJ Chester,
can you define best player?
Brett, pot of gold.
Sorry.
Who are your best players?
Well, you know, Caden obviously at running back is better than Josh. Like, what if he just got totally blunt with it? He's like, but that's not what I was trying to do.
Do you think I haven't been seeing this? You think I don't watch more film than you?
Listen, you're going to see a lot of Kylan Jackson. You're never going to see Major Burns again. Sage Ryan's out. Sage Ryan is out. We're going to have Deshaun Spears. And you guys are going to see a totally new defense.
We're pulling Wit.
We're pulling Wit. We're putting in West.
Shelton Sampson's actually our number one receiver.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden those guys are just good. What if those guys come out and they're just good?
Mason Taylor out. Pimpton in.
Pimpton.
Yeah, we need Sage Ryan to graduate.
Dude, wait.
Sage looks like he would fucking kill some flag football.
Serious question. Can DJ Chester, is he the guy, like, has he been subbed out at any point in time this year? And I know center is a very important position. The odds say that.
I don't think so.
He's played every snap.
I think he's
that's crazy.
But I mean, I don't think. Do we have another option? That was the guy. He's the redshirt.
Will it fucking matter?
Yeah, probably. If we don't have a guy that can snap the football to Nuss,
Bo Borderline, I guarantee you could.
Nuss
Have you seen his mom?
Nuss, yeah. Nuss will fuck up a snap from any other player. It doesn't matter. If a Cohen Eccles has to go in for DJ Chester, you're having a fucked up snap. The ball will hit the ground at some point.
Bama gave us one of those, and we still couldn't figure out the fall on it.
Of course we didn't. It's not the time. We're not, it's just not happening. But you know what? I kind of want to explore the angle of we don't have the dudes right now, because I know some people will argue back against that. I agree.
We
this
knew
is
that
not a talented team, dude.
Name me the NFL players on our defense right now. We can throw out the young guys like Womack and all those guys. Relaford, sure, maybe NFL players.
There's three guys that might last a total of 3.
I don't know. Swinson and Weeks.
Zay Alexander is going to get a
maybe
deal.
Zay Alexander, maybe, I don't know. You think he'll get a deal in the NFL?
I think because of, think about how lanky he is. The NFL loves lanky, so he's going to get drafted in the 6th or 7th round, and
maybe
we're pushing it. We're pushing,
but that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. We're arguing right now if one of our best players is going to get drafted.
Because, obviously, what's his name? Savion Jones. He's not a draft eligible. He's not getting drafted. Right?
Well,
he's not a bad player.
I don't want to make this a
right. I agree.
I'm trying to think what I'm trying. I don't want to make this a thing where it's did we ever think they were going to be good? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they were recruited.
So are we wrong about Relaford? Are we wrong about Womack? You know what I'm?
No. We don't know enough about those Spears, Relaford.
No, those are very, very highly ranked dudes.
I think those guys. I need to see another year though. These are true freshmen,
right? But I'm saying, did we think this way? Zay Alexander went to fucking Southeastern.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Not it's we took him from Florida and
Braden
Texas
Swenson's a 5th-year guy.
These were never really dudes that we thought were going to.
Whitweeks was a pretty highly recruited linebacker,
right?
That we thought could be decent.
This young crop is the foundational class.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Freshmen right now, this is the crew that's going to define the Brian Kelly era. If we can stack 25, 26, whatever, and keep that consistency of discipline, whatever, some of those guys are going to pop, and we're going to have like some studs that are better than the other team. And regardless of who's fucking calling our plays, whether it's Sloan or Denbrock, we're going to be balling out with Louisiana athletes that stayed home. And eventually we're going to have some that are not Kylan Biot, but are actually like Jamar Chases.
Yeah. I mean, I would, the freshman class, like, and then you have Javion Tobiano, who he kind of had a weird offseason.
That's one way to put it.
But that would be a total Kelly thing to do, to be like, yeah, I mean, the guy like was filming whatever, and like we disciplined him for a year, like Denver Harris, and Toviano stuck around, and now he's going to play next year. But like this year,
be awesome.
And like, but right now it's like he's not playing him. He'll play him like what, 10 snaps, like
if that
time.
Yeah, he had a couple tackles.
Right, but like that's a guy that was highly ranked, but he's not playing at all right now. But like Kelly plays games like that.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't know, man. Like we thought we were really good on the offensive line, and I would say we are average at best on the offensive line. Will Campbell can go as high as he wants in the draft. Like, good luck. I love Will Campbell, but we don't push anyone around. I mean, Nuss is running for his life half the time. Jaden Daniels, thank God he had wheels, or he would have never gotten drafted. It's just like we don't do anything well. We don't do anything.
You know what we really don't do well is we cannot fucking punt. And as a high school punter,
you were.
It drives me insane.
What are they up to, dude? How are they? That's all they do all day at practice,
dude. That
it goes like 30 set. Like literally, there was one that was like 38 yards, and I was like, that may be the best kick we've had.
I don't even trust Ramos. I know, like, statistically, he does a decent job, but there is such a lack of confidence when I see his ass trot out on the field where I'm like, either it's blocked or like this isn't close.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to have the leg for this. And we could be on like the 40. And I'm like, he doesn't have the leg for this. I don't know. There's something I don't feel confident in, but like, that's what I'm talking about, dude. When we're bad at something, we're just really bad at it.
Yeah,
like
I don't think we do a good job of getting playmakers the ball. It's like Aaron Anderson's a guy I feel like you have to throw to in that game and like figure out ways to just get him the ball. Kyron Lacey, I mean, he ended up with that touchdown and 80 yards, but he was pretty non-existent during the game. Mason Taylor catches everything. Like, we're going to miss Mason Taylor as good as Trey'Dez Green's probably going to be.
Mason Taylor always catches the ball as if like he's falling off a cliff.
Oh my God. Yeah. He's like jumping into a pool, securing the catch as hard as you can.
Was it that wild of a throw every time?
Yeah.
Like,
wait, he attacks the ball.
Yeah. But like it's violently, but somehow he never drops it. It's like, ooh, he made the catch. If that's Kyron Lacey doing all that shit, like that's a 50% shot that ball's rolling out of bounds.
Did we know that there's a guy on LSU's team named Tyson Edwards? Have you heard of this kid?
Number 19?
Number 43.
Yeah.
He's a grad transfer running back from Columbia.
I'm sure he's gotten carries.
No carries. I think he must play special teams. He had a tackle on Saturday, but he's played in 9 games this year.
What's the deal? All right, we got a big question here.
Big. It's a huge erect question.
I think the O-line issue is the run game.
It's on play calling.
Play calling. We've seen these guys be nasty in the run blockers before. It's hard.
Have we seen these guys?
I've heard this a lot. I've heard people say this a lot about this same crew pretty much 2 years ago. Like kind of bullying people around. My counter to that statement, which I'm sure is what you're about to say, is like, well, we had fucking Jaden Daniels carrying.
You had to account for Cam Newton, like an absolute monster threat running the ball. Defenses had to account for, but like,
I'll say Emory looked, I think, softer than he's ever been. I think Emory Jones a couple years ago was an absolute dog.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Brad Davis conversation that should probably be had at some point because we were told how incredible the lone survivor from the Ed Orgeron era, I believe.
Fair.
And I don't know, man. It's never seemed like it's lived up to what I thought the Brian Kelly O-line was going to be. And it's like, I agree, play calling has a lot to do with it. We run zone reads with a quarterback no one ever expects to run the ball. So it's like I can take some of that, but at the same time, it's just not there that often.
I think I saw like T-Bob break it down a while back, and I mean, whatever. T-Bob, he played. He definitely played in a run-heavy era of football, and he's like, these guys, they all played in heavy passing attacks in high school, and our offense has now evolved to heavy passing, and they just don't have that killer instinct of run the ball. And it's like we've recruited that. We've recruited guys that are going to have more of a set. And I'm just saying
that's fine, but we don't even fucking pass block that well, Grant.
Right? I know. I understand. There's
terrible in the middle. We are absolutely terrible in the middle, and we are fine on the edges. I think that's it.
But it also, going back to the play calling, though, it's to me, we're definitely calling multiple plays. Like there's too many checks happening. It's not that it's complicated, but I don't. It's not really complicated, but there's too much. There's too much that we're giving to Nuss to like.
But when did this trust in Nuss to do all this shit? When did this start? And at some point, when are we going to stop chewing his ass out on the sideline, being like, you know what? No more options. Run the play.
Yeah, here's the play.
Yeah, you don't get to check. It's like in Road to Glory when you're a freshman. You don't change the play.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's the problem or not. But obviously, like the offense isn't moving as an organism. Like it's Nuss in his head, and he knows what he's doing, but it's not being communicated to the whole group appropriately somehow, and so no one's in sync. So it's one person's fault. It's just it's not working that way. So stop fucking around with the variables and just call a play and get the playmakers. And I feel like when we see that happen, when like you move Xavier in the backfield and like you run some fucking fake
like a real play.
Like we get positive yardage and we can build off of that. And then you can start sniping Mason Taylor across the middle or whatever, and then get options later. But like these options out of nowhere, you got DJ Chester looking like he's fucking, just waiting at the bus stop or something.
No, I don't know. If it's clicking on all cylinders and everyone's on the same page, like, sure, let's let Nuss, Aaron Rodgers this shit. But yeah, you got a fucking OC in your ear for the first time ever. Like, let's just call the play. You can wait till 30 seconds and see what the defense is doing and talk to the I don't know. It's just it was an embarrassing watch.
Yeah, let's talk about some games coming up this week, I guess.
On the road.
Well, I mean, hold on, Florida, dude. Maybe like Billy's coaching for his job right now.
Right. We're in a bad spot here, going on the road after just getting our booty spanked.
And we as a program are, for the first time, probably the first time ever in my lifetime, where we're all just sitting around, and I'm not just talking about this crew, but like as a whole being like, this is who we are. And we're okay with 9-3, 8-4 seasons or whatever, because eventually we'll know that we'll probably turn the corner. It's all cyclical and we'll get there, because we respected the career of Brian Kelly enough to be like, well, if it's taken this long for him, it's going to take this long for just about anybody. So we might as well just shut the fuck up, watch football, enjoy it for what it is. And in the next few years, we're going to turn the corner, because everyone has been able to do it since Nick Saban. And of course, Brian Kelly is going to be able to do that. We just want it a little bit faster. I think now that this is the first time that we're all kind of like, we didn't do that with Ed. We were like, fuck, dude, he's lost it. Like, we need to.
The problem is that Brian was too successful early.
Correct. I agree with that. It was a false flag.
Mm-hmm.
It was
if
like
we were 7 and whatever, maybe 8.
He made the SC championship, but he masked it with Jaden Daniels. It was like, boom.
And also those seasons didn't have as much chaos as this season, which amplifies that, like, shit, we had a shot this year,
Right. And then boom, you win the Heisman last year. Like you have all these like distractions, but at the end of the day, like the losses are still the losses. You didn't win a championship. And you're gradually building that, but what do you have to show for it hardware wise? Like, you didn't represent the West, you didn't win a Heisman. What did you do in year 3? Well, I don't know. Did you discover that you made the right hire at defensive coordinator and you've got some good coaches additions? can you hold on to them for a few years? Like, I think that's what this season's about. It's like making sure that the defensive hires are stable, and we've got the recruiting foundation built, and we're going to build it not just on the transfer portal, but with our guys that we're bringing in, developing with these coaches. Offensively, you had a trial run with a co-offensive coordinator situation between Joe Sloan and Cortez Hankton, which
Hankton gets none of the blame.
None of the blame. The passing game, which is the game. Like, he's the co-OC passing game coordinator. It's like,
and we don't run the ball.
We don't run.
Yeah.
So you're the coordinator. I don't know, man. There's a lot of variables for year 3. And I think eventually you're going to see this team Moscona said, like, he's won the big game. So for the people that are like, oh, he's never going to win the big game, it's like, oh, well, he already has. Like Ole Miss, you're going to say that wasn't a big game against Bama in 22. Was that not a big game? I mean, like, we've won big games.
His losses stand out more is the problem.
It's just getting over its consistency. And I don't think it's ever going to be consistent.
No,
I think it's just. But we're gonna hit on.
We're not gonna. I mean, and here's the other thing. In the back of our head, we were always gonna remember 2019, and
we'll always
the casual fan. We understand the realistic, where this program's at, but the casual fan, the heat becomes hotter. Thinking back to fucking Joe Riverboat Ed took a team, undefeated and dominated. And
Bring Kiffin.
Right.
I want that shit. Buy me a season with those players. Dude, they put together a hell of a fucking transfer portal class, just like Florida State did the year before. Some people enjoy that, but Florida State is dead.
Yeah.
They're all dead. That's what fucking sucks, is every team is dead. They're so close to death. They're all dead. Miami, they did it too. They're fucking dead.
Right. So watch me cook. Let us cook. I tried to figure out what it was. It was let me cook. Don't let me get hot.
Don't let them get hot.
Don't let LSU be in the back kitchen just fucking working away.
Stirring that, making that roux.
Because in a couple seasons, when Bryce Underwood's
we got ourselves a gumbo.
When Underwood's serving that gumbo, everybody's be like, oh, where's Kurt Signetti now? Getting fired from Penn State.
Dude, so Riverboat Billy,
what are the odds?
-4.5 LSU. It's honestly not that crazy. That's an interesting number. Is it?
That just means like, all right, well, Florida's obviously going to be neck and neck. It's going to be a tight game.
Why do we have to be the ABC game? Can we not just be on like ESPN or SEC Network and people forget about this game?
No,
this is CBS. This is
who we
right?
are. We are the team that everyone always talks about, how that we suck and we're not a blue blood, blah blah blah. But we're gonna prime time the fuck out of their awful years to make sure everybody's reminded that, like, oh, maybe they are good, and like the media and everybody is just waiting for us to pop because they know it's still LSU at the end of the day. You're gonna be prime time regardless. But yeah, dude, when we're having bad years, it's not fun.
It'd be awesome is you have this bad year, bad taste in your mouth, and you win out, and everyone else loses.
Yeah, or you could lose to Vandy.
Very possible. I don't think we're bad enough to lose to Oklahoma. I think that is the good thing. Granted, coming off of a 3rd loss to Vanderbilt, 4th loss to Vanderbilt may change the OU game a little bit, but
you lose to Vandy. I mean, yeah, you're gonna lose to.
We're playing just about anybody that wants to play at this point. We're
Josh
playing our
Williams,
best players.
We're having
Juwan Johnson at quarterback.
We're playing Juwan everywhere.
God, that aggravated me.
That drove me nuts.
Juwan had a great play. He did not need to be in. Was that 3rd down right after that?
Will Campbell,
God damn,
basically like
he
not only held, he like locked his own hands together. He locked hands,
air hugged him,
and he walks all the way back talking shit. like has no idea he was penalized.
Put him in the pancake section,
he's just
baby.
like, motherfucker, like
I hop this bitch.
This guy has no clue that like we just had an awesome run. Like we finally are like moving the chains, and it's like, nope, no sir, holding offense 66. He's like, me? And they show the replay. Like you tackled the kid. What are you doing, dude? I'm so sick of Will Campbell. I love Will Campbell. I just don't think he's good at football. Like, I love Will Campbell. I just think like there's a problem at times where he's just, dude, the penalties. It's the penalties. Get your hands inside, dude, and maul some people. Be a pro. Be a pro out there, dude. I don't see it. I don't see this top 10 can't miss tackle. Like, dude,
both of them.
Yeah, ingrained in my memory, and I'm pretty sure it was the Florida State game, year 1.
Number 7
was one play where Will Campbell was just striding down the field with Jaden Daniels as like a lead block.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy fuck, this is the most athletic offensive lineman we've ever had. I feel like I haven't seen that since. It's crazy.
Dude, do you remember? Do y'all remember sitting around here like in August or like maybe, in August when camp started, and like all the reports were like, dude, Will Campbell is just, he's not even taking reps. Like, and like now looking back, it's like, shouldn't this dude have been practicing a little bit? Like, I feel like we just rolled into the season like, don't fucking mess with Will.
Yeah.
Like, like
he's got that get Gordon.
Yeah, just like don't get him hurt. Just like let him drink his Gatorade on the sideline, like get some reps, Tyree. But then like we go against USC and it's like this motherfucker he hasn't seen live action. It's like Chris Hilton going up for jump balls for the first
4 seconds early.
He's just like, I forgot how to do this. Like, what is wrong with our team? like how come like all these other teams can have dudes that know how to time a fucking jump ball? Or like
Brian Kelly after the game, Brian Kelly said something that resonated with me more than just about anything I think he's ever said. And he said, and he was talking about the defense, but we can just blanket this for everyone. And he was like, yeah, I mean, if you watch that game, you wonder what we did all for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I do, Brian. What the fuck do we do for what do we do at practice every day? It reminds me of the Ed Orgeron where we're like, what's happening at practice with Bo Pelini and like all these just vagabonds out there? That's how it feels at times. But we have like one of the best staffs in America.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. And that's why I get aggravated with him, dude, when he says that shit. Because I'm just like, dude, is this sabotage? Is this just like you coming out and just being like, well, I almost buried you motherfuckers for good. I just have a couple more games. Like it's like, is this dude just here to fuck with LSU fans and just be like, oh, what did we do all the last 2 weeks? I'm sure that's what you're thinking.
They like folksy coach, so I'm gonna joke around in the press conference.
Look, listen, we got to do better. It's on me and the staff, and we're gonna, it's on coaching. We have to do it.
Look. Hey, look.
It's like, okay, well, when are we going to do a better job? At one point, are we going to do a better job?
Yeah.
And I get it, man. Like,
we have 100 million in buyouts on this staff. How about fucking do your job a little better?
Yeah.
I do want to comment on the chat. This offense has wasted more first down deep shots than I can remember. Yes. The problem is not the first down deep shots. The problem is that when we don't convert that, we fucking hand it off to Josh Williams for a half a yard on 2nd and 10. That's the issue with the offense. Like, take your shots. But if you're throwing the ball on first down, then you have to commit to throwing it 3 downs and to get a first down. Like the 2nd and 10 run needs to be once a game when they have 3 down linemen. Like, that's it. I don't think this team has a problem
that's when we
with
make up our
first down
mind.
Shots.
That's when we make up our mind, like, oh, it's a running play. Like,
yeah,
we
it's like,
call
well,
one play,
man,
and it's like,
we got to get to third. We got to get to third and manageable here.
When
so
you're
let's
in week
just
9,
run the ball.
Week 9, week 10, it's like, well, the film says LSU's running the ball right here. You know what I mean?
Don't
like,
have an attacking offensive style at all. There's nothing aggressive or attacking about our offense.
No.
It's 7 on 7, dude. It's
Brian
they're
was
on
right.
good routes.
7 on 7.
We our guys can get open.
It's nauseating to watch that type of shit.
Kelly was right. Nuss loves him some timeouts.
How Brian had to fucking call him out early in the season because he knew
before the season started.
Before the season, it was a scrimmage.
I had to tell him you don't get 20 timeouts a half.
Yeah.
This is gonna be his LSU trading card. It's just him.
Which, like, and like, I know I was joking and I made fun of him, but like, I think Nuss does a good job of being like, this is an important play. We can't take
100%.
a penalty.
Now,
here.
yeah,
But
on the
it
flip
is
side,
I think Brian's impatient and just like, motherfucker,
run the fucking play.
You run the play. Like, I don't care if they're not set.
Side, Jordan Jefferson was the exact opposite. No clock management whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
Along with a coach that had no clock management.
How about Brian Kelly, like, really going by definition of a face mask? Like,
oh my god,
he's like, you saw it turn. You saw it turn.
Did you see it
turn though? And then whenever the post game or Monday, whatever.
No, it was after the game. He's like, he did pull it a little bit. Oh,
yeah.
He did pull it.
Yeah, he was like asking. He's like, was it a pull? Did he actually tug it? Was it pulled? It's like, dude, that's not how we lost the game.
No, I know. And look, I will say, and again, not how we lost the game. It did feel like we couldn't catch a break. Like, there was a few holdings that we actually probably would have stopped some of these quarterback runs and shit. Like, I felt like we could have caught a few calls there, and then for them to just throw that like ear hole face mask of like a tiny finger in there, it's like, like,
it was over.
Boy, let's take one step back. That game day atmosphere seemed pretty legit leading up to you wait all day. Boy, it was brewing for just a great outcome.
Boy, it was. And I think
that was pretty fucking hilarious.
It was good. I can't believe that was what they said, the first time there in 5 years.
19.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Would it have been Florida? Would they here for the Florida game with Trask?
And
that's 19? The only home game I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I mean, we were at Texas, we were at Alabama.
When A&M was too late in the season, I don't think they.
I went to that game. I went to Florida.
I did too.
Auburn and the A&M game.
Wait, that's what I'm saying. I can't come up with another game of at home that it would have been.
I can't.
I don't remember seeing game day.
I don't either.
I'm gonna find it out.
Chip in the chat, just feverishly typing away right now to actually
motherfuckers.
It's the 2:30 kick, Auburn.
I think it's time to discuss some games coming up this weekend. Do we have any?
Huge shout out to Alabama getting a home game against Mercer this week.
Mercer. There's a Mercer County up here.
Not the same. No. It was Florida. Shout out me.
Nice.
Big brain.
Nice. That was Jamar Chase.
Most times hosting.
That was my favorite Jamar Chase.
Ohio State 23, Alabama 19, Michigan 15, LSU 14.
Remember that play where he pulls away with the pump fake down the sideline?
The wheel route?
I think it was the wheel route. Yeah.
Such a good play.
It was great.
Yeah, this week in the 11 o'clock window, you have Ohio State, Northwestern, Texas, Arkansas, Utah, Colorado, Clemson at Pittsburgh.
I guess for ACC nerds, that's a game.
Tulane at Navy.
You know who Pittsburgh's running back is? Derek Davis Jr. Remember him?
Wow, the receiver.
I think he was a safety for us that moved to running back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's a backup running back. He's not their starter.
Oh, he's not their starter. But he plays.
He's got 2 touchdowns.
Do you know who's a running back for Pittsburgh?
No.
Actually, Mike Mussina wasn't pitching on September 10th.
No, Mike said.
Right.
No, Mike did say, do you know who is a running back, not who is the starting running back?
I didn't say starting, but I think I said the running back.
Yeah. He is. He's got 17 carries for 40 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, lean in on that.
Derek Davis. Wow.
Yeah, so that's a game between Clemson.
Wow.
All right, who's next?
I mean, You have Penn State, Purdue, Boston College, SMU, LSU, Florida, Missouri, South Carolina.
What?
So
That's it?
I mean, I'm only in top 25. I need to. I guess I should turn it on FBS.
No, 25.
Missouri, South Carolina is really the only
top 12, really.
No, Georgia, Tennessee.
Georgia, Tennessee is the night game.
Okay.
Yeah. Dude, how about BYU escaping Utah?
Nebraska, USC. We're not going to watch that, but
that's it.
Missouri, South Carolina.
Texas is going to skull drug Arkansas, by the way.
I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Who do we think? What do we think about Georgia, Tennessee?
Georgia, because Eagle Yama is not playing.
What? Is he not?
No,
he's questionable.
See, I don't get these reports.
Where
are you getting these reports?
I'm up in New Jersey. I don't get these on my local news stations.
You understand? It's a basketball area.
Oh, dude, basketball Twitter is nuts.
Where do y'all get these reports?
Yeah, I mean, Georgia was.
Is Wisconsin a threat to Oregon?
Oh, no. Yeah.
I'm surprised that line's like that. We should bet a Wisconsin.
What's the temperature next weekend in Wisconsin? Well, I guess the Ducks play in cold weather too.
Where is the
52?
Where is it? Oh yeah, 52. AccuWeather.
Georgia and Tennessee. So Tennessee at Georgia, night game.
Georgia looked so bad against Ole Miss that I'm just this is a Kirby's last stand situation where I still believe that they're going to come out and everyone will be like, well, that team's the best team in the country. But Beck is bad.
Yeah.
We need Georgia to win this game, right?
Dude, I heard on the broadcast the most nasally, country, whiny, Kirby Smart, Carson. Dude, it was bad. He was like Carson, like just going off on him. It was Carson Beck was in some deep shit with him, but it was like this hardcore twang going on for Carson.
Concussion, not expected to play right here.
Nico,
questionable.
Watch their backup be a dog.
Yeah. He's gonna actually run that offense, and they're gonna
like Nico's the
70 points a game.
Yeah, he's the top guy in the transfer portal.
Brian's like, well, we can pick him up.
He picks up Nico. Underwood's like, I guess I'm going to Michigan.
I guess I'm going to go to Bama.
Right, dude. If you saw fucking Underwood pouncing around with Kalen DeBoer, I'd be like, I'm done watching.
And we were paying Nico like $2.1 million to do a lunch with Gordon and have like 75 Twitter views.
Did y'all see Kirby talking about the guy that rushed the field with his buddies and was like cheering?
Kirby?
Yeah. So there was a Georgia player that was on the field during Ole Miss's victory. And the Georgia player, there's a video of him celebrating with his old high school friends that were Ole Miss fans. And he's like celebrating, and someone videoed it, and they asked Kirby about it. And they're like, hey, one of your players was celebrating after the loss with some Ole Miss fans. And he's like, yeah, what an idiot. That was very stupid. And like he just goes on. And then someone plays another video on side that, and it's like, and now here's his remarks when someone got arrested for DUI and speeding and everything, and he's like, "Yeah, we just gotta learn from we just gotta learn." and it was just a stupid. It was like, wow, that's.
I did very much enjoy didn't enjoy this part, but you refresh Twitter and it's breaking news. Jack Del Rio drove into a stop sign, hammered. Within 45 minutes, I refresh Twitter again. It's like breaking news. Jack Del Rio is officially on the Georgia staff. It's just like, I love Twitter so much, man. Nothing will ever beat this app.
That's excellent. Jack Del Rio.
Here it is.
Play it.
One thing is disappointed. Anytime you have a situation like that, you want your kids your players to make better decisions.
Just stupid. What an idiot. Just stupid.
One thing is disappointed.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, so they'll probably beat the heck out of Tennessee. That's fine.
That's great.
No, that ends our chances.
No, I don't.
No. We need
needed
Georgia to win.
Oh.
Tennessee has one loss. We need Georgia to win.
Yeah. Tennessee winning would put them.
We
in the
need
driver's
so
seat.
Mike. LSU needs every SEC favorite to win. We need every favorite to win, and
we got to just go beat Florida.
and Arkansas to beat Missouri. That was the only other outlier.
Dude,
Which
this
Missouri
is
may not have a
crazy.
quarterback.
Isn't this crazy though that we're still like everyone's beating each other, and so like really like all the way to the final whistle blows. It's like, who is it? Who's it gonna be?
Yeah.
It would be very, very funny for it to be LSU and A&M in the SEC championship game, and Texas and Georgia and Bama are just like,
Yeah. Dude, have you heard any of the? Not heard, but have you read anything or gotten any reports about Kiffin's name being floated for the Saints?
No, I haven't heard that. Who are your sources?
What barbershop are you hanging out at?
I just seeing reports up here. People are flirting about it.
Dude, no way. That would be something.
Honestly, he's going to get Shador Sanders.
Give me Dan Lanning. I did see Dan Lanning is now like an NFL name. Like, sign me up for that, but fuck Lane.
Lane coming to the Saints? I don't get a Shador first round pick. Shador and Lane Kiffin, dude.
Imagine the amount of bitch. Yeah. Get your popcorn ready.
Rob Jackson floating Lane Kiffin for Saints job.
I mean, sign me up. I mean, it can't be.
I would be happy, I guess.
No, like there's just something about Lane Kiffin that's like, it's one of those where you're not going to be mad about it. You just know that like he's going to leave this place on fire.
Yeah. We either leave him on a tarmac or he leaves us in a shithole for a different job.
Yeah, he's not here with his best intentions. He's here
to
like
play the Germany game and literally fire him before getting back on the international flight.
Yeah, you have to know that when you go into it. You're like, all right, well, we've got about a good 6 years of this and it'll be fun, but this shit's on fire.
How about Rizzy, the Saints coach? Did you hear his story about the pregame?
No,
we don't have the same sources,
dude. So the Saints coach, his Monday press or whatever, he's like, yeah, Sunday woke up, got to the dome super early, went to the head coach's locker room. I didn't feel like a head coach, whatever. I go in there, it was weird. I go in the bathroom, take my my morning routine, bowel movement, and he's like, I clogged the toilet. He's like, sure enough. he's like, sure enough. This is how my opening day is gonna go. I clogged the toilet. I have my debut as a head coach, and he's going on, and I'm just like, it was the funniest shit.
I just can't believe these guys get to fucking coach this game and get paid that much. Like
times,
it's like sitting back and think like these guys, great job. Like that's
what would these guys be doing if they weren't coaching football? They'd be making $12.50 at the 5-minute oil change.
Some of them, yeah, absolutely. It's crazy, but we need them.
Look at this.
We need them.
You guys know me. I'm a pretty open guy, so this is how my day started. I get down here to the stadium, get down here to Superdome. I go to the head coach's locker room, which I've never used before, right? So here I am early in the morning. I go to the bathroom, and this is how my day started. I clogged the toilet.
He's never used it before.
And I'm like, this is going to be a crappy day, pun intended. And so we listen. I'm like, okay, this is not really a great start to the day. Here we go. And so, I'm not really feeling like a head coach of an NFL team right now. So, so I'm like, really? This is really how we're going to start my day? So, but you guys know me. I'm a pretty open guy. So.
Man, and these windshield wipers are on sale for $14.99.
Yeah. I'm not really an NFL head coach.
Air filter is pretty dirty.
You cannot use that coupon with those tires, ma'am. I'm really sorry.
You know me.
You know me. I'm gonna get you the best deal, but it's not that one.
I want to be him. Let's hire crappy coach Rizzi.
No, he
I always
immediately
get
got taken
scared
out of the running there.
during interim coach periods where it's like, whoa, this isn't our guy. Don't get lazy.
Yeah, everyone
The interim
like,
bump.
we need to hire Ed Ogeron.
Yeah, like that always.
Yeah, no, you have to do it early enough so that interim jump it falls off.
Yeah,
remember? No, we had Brad Davis.
No, because what's this guy's name? The Rizzler? What's his name?
Yeah, Darren Rizzi.
Rizzi. You're gonna have like Rizzinites rising up like in Metairie.
Oh yeah, no, and
like just like Ed's like Ed.
Oh, but in like 3 weeks, Tampa Bay is gonna beat us by like 30.
No, we play the Browns this week. We're gonna win again, and everyone's like, "Dude,
not on Jameis's watch."
Who that said Rizzler?
Dude, they were chanting "Who dat" last week. I fucking loved every second of it.
If we would have fired Dennis Allen week 14, like that's a concern. There's way too much football left for this dude to win a job.
I 100% agree. But there will be the fans that grow attached to him.
Yeah, those are some wild fans, dude.
He seems like a guy I would eat lunch with.
No, but like those are the fans that are prisoners of the moment, and it's like a loss here or there. It's just like it's over.
They're the ones that are like they meet a girl and they're like, "This is as good as it's gonna get." There's really there's no other fish in the sea.
This is good enough. Like we're okay here. We don't need to try to get a Lane Kiffin.
We don't need a. We don't
want to get burned. Rizzler, we will burn the Rizzler.
Well, yeah, the Rizzler will never leave us for another job.
Wait. He went on McAfee. He went on McAfee Monday or Tuesday, and McAfee's like, "We got to get," and Rizzi's like, "We need the Rizzler to come to a Saints game."
I'm so tired of McAfee's bullshit.
I've been tired of McAfee.
It's rough. There's no.
He's small doses. He's a small doses guy, but instead, it's like no matter what you do, it's like Pat McAfee kicking his leg in the air in your face.
There's no diversity within Pat McAfee. That's the problem I have. It's like it's too consistently in your face. It's like, dude, can we change it up a little bit? Just tone it down, brother, for like one segment out of the day. But he doesn't give me that. So I don't have any balance there.
I wish he was more of a Corso where they like brought him out. He could jump in the river, do his little kick thing. But yeah, it's
I was watching it with Drew.
Really put him front and center.
I was watching College Game Day. I don't remember what week it was, sometime this season. And Drew's grandmother was in the living room while I was just like, like I'm gonna watch my own shit. And it was on.
We're not watching The View.
She's like, why is this guy yelling the entire time? Like, what? And I was like, oh, that's just how he is. Like, they'll get off of him in a minute. And like, they just never got off of him.
Never.
It was like, yeah, so coach, what? I'm like, oh God, I'll just put on the fucking subtitles.
There's nothing I enjoy more than just listening to Desmond laugh for 3 straight hours on game day. It truly is a treat that no matter they like bring out food and no one says anything and he just starts cackling Kamala style and it's so funny.
He's not even in the frame of the camera and you can hear him giggling.
Like showing Milrow clips. He's like,
honestly, I don't even take him seriously anymore. He's literally just a guy.
Whenever he puts in,
it's a DEI.
No, Desmond
earned that seat to laugh as much as he wants.
That's a DH plus. Desmond Howard is there on a premium. He's there for sure because of talent. I love Des there. He's a staple there, just like Herbie. Reese could get lost, but what I'm saying is
Reese can kick fucking rocks. Like if we're being honest,
Saban's great.
Saban's fine on there. Fine on there. I love him. Desmond hasn't said anything of value, though, in my opinion.
In 8 years.
Like, there is nothing he says, none of his opinions. I'm just like, that doesn't make sense at all. No. Like, that's totally wrong. He's not watching these games. Like, he is not watching football. He's living his life, doing his thing, and this is his job on Saturday.
Yeah, he hits he's not sitting in the van watching the quad box with Herbie and the dog. Shout out Herb Street's dog.
Oh, man. Uncle Ben.
Yeah, no, he gets on a plane and goes home. It's like, what we doing the rest of the Saturday?
Yeah, absolutely. He'll get the tweets from the guys and just be like, okay. So
Miami's back.
yeah, Herbie says that Ward's good. I'll watch them tonight on YouTube or something. Like that's Desmond's research is
Good
like
for
what
him.
we do, which is awesome. Good for Des. He's a staple and he's young. He's a young man, still growing. Still growing old in his career. He'll be there for a while. He's not like Corso, where they're going to be literally pumping him with, B12 shots before he can move.
It's a tough scene. He sitting next to Livy, I think it exacerbated the problem a little bit.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Gerald Mullert asked Grant, "How's baseball recruiting class?"
How is
I
that?
think,
When do
I'd
they
say strong to quite strong.
Just real quick. We just signed 11
of the top 100 players.
top
I'll take it
100.
from here.
There you go, Brett.
I have my where I get my news from.
How many in the top 25?
Yeah, we're not
Like
who gets
4.
top 100, top 5. We need 3 of them.
We do.
So to answer your question, Gerald, LSU baseball is doing okay.
So when do these kids play? This season?
Yes. No. This is next. No.
These kids are seniors in high school playing.
These are seniors in high school, but they just signed, like the signing day. They signed.
Right. So next fall, like in January.
They're enrolling. No, they're enrolling in August.
Like 15 months from now, these guys are going to be studs.
Got it. So this doesn't.
But they're freshmen, so we're going to have to give them a year,
So what about the class? I guess, is there any true freshmen that are right now we have not seen play yet, right? So the year after Monster Milam, is there any cats that we think are going to break through on the baseball team? Recruits.
Yes. They're already there. They're there in fall ball.
Right.
Yeah. Who are
Derek Curiel.
That's right. This California cat.
Cat. What's his name? Let me see.
A lot of people.
He's the main one. Cade Amrambadi.
Ooh,
Arambadi. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, guys. We're gonna get through this together with pronunciation. William Schmidt.
Do you want me to say what it is?
Arambadi. That's what it is.
Gerald just bodying fucking Grant in the chat.
All right, my bad.
Look at his. This is what
no,
it is.
Answer him.
Grant, how about baseball recruiting?
Yeah,
class?
he meant like give me some vibes, not give me 11. Like we know
it's
you're
a great
watching
class.
these high
No
school
shit,
kids.
Gerald. I'm not trying to insult you.
I was asking your opinion.
Okay. You know what, Gerald? Give me some shit back again.
Keep giving him your opinion. You're on
That's
it.
what happens when you take a couple vacations, skip a pod, go on a bye. The boys get antsy.
I was asking.
I know what we did, you fucking dumb motherfucker. No shit.
Hey. Give us the rundown of the class. We're at an hour and a half, dude. It's quarter.
That was basically. I mean, we don't need a whole fucking rundown. We signed a great class last year. We're signing a great class again. They're not going to be here for 12 months. So
can Jay Johnson win the big game?
What I will tell you about.
So
is
we have to
basketball.
wait. So we have to wait like the 2025 class.
We will go through this once we know LSU's playing in the Cheez-It Bowl.
Once LSU is officially eliminated from the SEC championship game.
Once we Shrice, for strike's sakes. I agree. I am for strike's sakes the baseball guy. I know. But I'm waiting until the Cheez-It Bowl announcement, and then we'll do a full baseball pod in January.
My bad. Sorry for asking. How many weeks away are we from having Bryce Underwood sign? We need to start this watch because
it's less than a month. It's less than a month.
So are we about to get our hearts ripped out in less than a month?
No, Mike.
I really don't.
December 4th. It's December 4th.
You don't see any possibility.
No.
That this cat's going to be like, I'm waiting until February.
He had a $15,000
I got to figure this out. I got to
figure LSU on it.
I just don't like.
And they'll give it to the other kid next time when he gives it back.
I feel like historically, like top quarterbacks just don't like they.
You're right.
Sign with the team.
There's a
And it doesn't matter what they look like that year. It's like, how the fuck are they going to Tennessee?
Mike, I know you're scared. I know
Yeah.
you're scared to commit and get your hopes up, but I just want to tell you, he's not going anywhere, dude. He's not.
Again, I am way.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
I am way more concerned than with him signing and then entering the transfer portal after a year than I am of him not signing.
But why would he leave after a year?
Because he's like, man, these dudes soft.
Because the O-line is dog shit.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think of it like that. I'm going up to Michigan where they hard as fuck.
They're hard. Playing the cold at noon.
No, I think he'll like it. I think it'll be fine.
But they got them
job. Bama's easy. Ty Simpson sucks. I can be the guy there next year.
If Bryce Underwood walked in, to go to Bama, they'd immediately be like, yeah, this is the guy. He's taking over from Milroe. He's going to win the Heisman tomorrow.
He's actually a mix of Tua and
Mike.
Bryce Young in a Milroe body.
Mike, aren't you happy? Aren't you happy that it's out of us in Michigan and not anybody else?
I don't think that's true. I think Oregon's a sneaky play here. I've read that before. And DeCorian Moore decommitting from LSU and signing with Oregon. He's been in his ear. And then these little fucks, dude. They come to this. Dude, I'm just telling you. Everybody's
these
like,
rats.
Yeah, these kids are rats. They are. They're in each other's ears. They're nibbling. They're like, hey, just so you know, this team sucks. Like, DeCorian Moore tweeted at Caden Durham at some point, like a couple days ago, and was like, LSU off the wagon now. Like LSU's falling off the wagon. And like he tagged Caden Durham. So like I'm just saying these kids are having fun with this. I wouldn't be surprised if like out of nowhere Bryce Underwood's like, breaking the action. Actually, it's down to LSU and Oregon at the last second. I'm gonna have a fucking ceremony tomorrow at Kmart. Be there, and like everybody,
blue light special.
Everybody's gonna show
Urban
up.
Outfitters.
Everybody's gonna show up, and he's gonna play fucking Connor Stallions like a drum. And he's gonna be like, all right, bring out the bag, and it's like a fucking bag with a
live tiger,
just like all kind of shit,
of Louisiana,
with $4 million in it.
Yeah, and then he's gonna throw the fucking Michigan hat at Connor Stallion's face and tell him to
bring out Omar the Tiger.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he's like, time out. It's down to 2, and I'll be making my decision in February. It's down to Oregon and LSU.
Peace out.
Like, you have too much time on your hands, man.
Yeah, Hayes
2 weeks. Hayes Fawcett is like,
I got a sick edit.
Well, no, like
aren't gonna believe.
2 days before, Hayes Fawcett's gonna be like, these flips are unbelievable. Did you see that tweet today? The flips that are coming, crazy.
Yeah, he basically, somebody had a write up of everybody that was like, I don't know, almost like committed to us. Like, here's the chance that they could flip. DJ Pickett, Miami, Meadows, Michigan, or Notre Dame. It's like all these other guys competing.
Barry, Texas.
Barry's going to Texas with John Simon, the other LSU, Louisiana running back. Anyway, I'm drifting here. It's almost midnight.
Yeah,
I got to roll.
I think it's time to call it.
I got a baby. We can't call it. We can't call Pennsylvania.
Gerald, we're heading out.
We can't call. They just called Pennsylvania.
Over.
Did you hit end or do I need to?